Let's get it, YouTube. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Uh, so this is a story back from a while ago. So one day I was driving around and I was talking to the Lord. I said, Lord, I've been running around willy nilly. I need you to slow me down. You know, let me help me get my mind right and, try to continue to do things your way. Unbeknownst to me, 3 days later, I was taking a coworker to the bus stop by 6 Mile and Woodward, and a car was coming at me coming out the park, and I was going straight. I was in the far left lane, and the car hit me, and I broke my femur. And when I tell you that I had no insurance, no nothing, and I rehabbed myself, I hopefully learned the lessons that God set me down for. Uh, but just know that sometimes He have to sit you down. If you're out there doing, I wasn't doing nothing crazy. Don't get it twisted, because I'm not even into that kind of thing. But you know how you sometimes might be just kind of doing a little bit too much for yourself. You know, uh, we all could be a bit much. So at this time, I was a little bit much, and broke my femur, and it was a hard road. People that I thought was friends wasn't friends. Uh, you know, couldn't even get nobody to bring me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich over to the crib. So you think about that when you're rehabbing by yourself and nobody's coming to help, but you just push through it because God is sitting you down for a reason, and that reason is for you to think through what your life is and what you want your life to become, and what type of good path you gonna get back on, you know. So yeah, so that was the reason why I broke my femur, and he taught me a lot of lessons through that sit down. Uh, I'm lucky I don't walk with a limp. Thank God. I still have steel in my leg and all the way up. It's a half. The femur is the biggest bone in the body, and it broke in half. And it was devastating. It was very painful. Uh, I tried to do the best that I could. I didn't want to stay in the hospital for 8 weeks with my leg up in the air, so they said you could go home, and I was like, wow. But I went home, and I, I'm not going to say suffered through it. I worked through it because that's all that you can do to try to get back to a semblance of normalcy. And I did it. I'm here today. I'm walking. I could run a little bit, but not a lot, still working on it. But that's just the moral of the story. God will sit you down so that you can listen. Sometimes we need to listen to what He's saying and what He's saying only. So that's why He had gave me plenty of time to be able to pay attention to His word. Yes, 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 sir. And I'm sure glad that I paid attention. I purged my phone of a lot of fake friends, uh, and I went on about my business. I thank God for His healing because He is the one who healed me up, of course, with a lot of work from myself. But I just constantly thank Him because I couldn't walk for 2 years, and that was pretty rough. It was rough, but guess what? With God's grace and mercy, which I talk about all the time, it was upon me, and He allowed me to push through pain like you never knew before. The doctor said I've never had anybody come in for a broken femur that wasn't screaming to the top of their lungs. I said, Doctor, I'm going to tell you the truth. I want to scream so loud, but it would disturb you, the nurses, and I need you guys to get me back together. So I'm not hollering and screaming, baby, because I want you to be able to do your job and peace. And I don't want to be a cause of drama because I need you to do it right because I need to heal properly and I don't need you to have an attitude. As you can see, it's getting hot. I'm sweating. I didn't need him to have an attitude. I didn't need him have nothing. Just get this young lady together and get her on out of here. So the moral of the story is when God talks, you will listen. Bye, YouTube. Comment, like, subscribe.